Yo, yo.
Yo, what's good, man?
Yo, listen, man. Sorry, everybody, for that technical difficulties we had before. Whoever came in, whoever we had a couple of people on that, but we back. We back. We gonna make this one work. So this is what we call this, Teenager Tuesday.
Teenager Tuesday, Youthful Tuesday. Is this going to be an opportunity for us to really sit down and chop it up with the youth? Too often we have a top-down approach to where we're talking down to the youth and telling them what to do based off our experiences. But the world is moving faster now than it ever did before, and they're actually surpassing us in a lot of the things that they know. So this is going to be an opportunity for us to learn from them through a conversation. We're going to hear from Shawnee, I'm about to say rapper, producer, beat maker. We're gonna hear from the social media influencer Donzo. We're gonna hear from Zay, film major, photographer, actor, broadcast, and communications. So we have a range of talent here on this panel, and it's gonna be a really thoughtful and engaging conversation. I'm really happy that y'all here, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to chop it up with y'all.
We're grateful as well. Excited for this.
Oh, by the way, that beat that we played in the beginning was Shawnee's beat, right?
Yeah. It was a sample.
Yeah. So we thankful for him to let us use his beat in the beginning of this one, and we used it a couple of times before too. So thank you.
Of course, anytime.
So how about so we start from the top. The Zay tape. Tell them about yourself a little bit.
I mean, I've really been focusing on editing lately, just so I could make it easier for me to merge into making music videos for artists. So as of lately, to sort of practice, me, Shawnee, and another friend of ours, Gabe, have a YouTube channel called No Thoughts at Empty, and I edit all of it. So that's basically me having my practice before I move on to music videos. So during this quarantine, I've just been contacting a bunch of artists. So hopefully once this dies down, I could link up with artists and create some content for them.
Okay. Keep it going. Donzo, what's up? Tell a little bit about yourself.
Let me see. I'm from the Bronx. I do YouTube and Instagram. Well, I just started doing YouTube, but first I was doing like small Instagram videos and stuff. And then
What do you mean you do YouTube? What do you do on YouTube?
On YouTube, like I just started my channel like literally like a couple weeks ago. But I just do like prank videos, vlogs, debates, stuff like that. You know, typical YouTuber stuff. But it's like I feel like it's gonna branch into something more. I feel like on that platform you could do a lot more than what's really like already given to you. More like more than just the entertainment aspect. That's
all right. And Shawnee, give us a little bit about yourself. Besides the beats that we using.
Yeah, I've been producing probably since like 2013. My older brother, my cousin, got me into it, and I've been doing it ever since. Now I go to college for it, and I'm like 1000% about to be like the next Kanye, but like way better type shit. You know what I'm saying?
So, I like that confidence though. You gotta have that, man. You gotta have that confidence.
Like that reassurance, you know what I'm saying? I just know it's gonna happen. It's a matter of time.
Hey, listen, Donzo, I just want to tell you, like, yo, we just started this a couple of weeks ago too, so we on the same level, we on the same page, like, so we gonna help you out as much as you gonna help us out, because I need help with YouTube. I don't know how to do none of that. I'm like the old head in here, so.
No, I mean, for me, my fault, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
For me, it was like, I feel like there's like a lot of stuff I could do. So it's like, I feel like YouTube was just like, oh, just try something new. Like every time you try something new, it's just like, you either fail or succeed at it. And I feel like I succeed more than I can fail. You know, if that makes sense. I feel like as long as you try, then you can't really fail if you're learning to do something.
Yeah, like they say, you miss 100% of shots you don't take, right? So
Exactly.
you gotta take those shots. Hold on, we'll wait for that cop car to pass by.
I muted myself. We good now.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm going to you. So you said film, you said music videos, you said what else?
Film, music videos, and just focusing a lot on like editing, special effects.
Okay, so what's your next step from here? Like what can you do after this that's gonna like make you in another plane, like to go on another level up? Like what do you have to do?
I would say just really practice as much as I can. I mean, if you look at a lot of artists, especially ASAP Rocky music videos,
The
as of
last one.
lately, those music videos have heavy edits, and the transitions on them are something that we really haven't seen before. So I'm really trying to focus on doing things like that, and that'll end up taking me to the next level. Because if I don't work on any of that, then it's hard to keep any eyes on these videos. Especially with my generation, we tend to have like a really short-term attention span. So you got to throw in a lot in those videos to keep people looking at them.
Yeah, back in the day when we was younger, videos was where we heard music. Like we had to wait up and watch and stuff. And right now, it's not a lot of visuals out there, so you need to make sure those visuals are on point. You know. JT, you can hear us? You back and are you good?
Now I can't
back,
hear any.
Back.
All right. We got the whole thing here. Basically they just said about themselves. So where you want to? Oh my gosh. So they said a little bit about themselves, what they're doing, and all that. So where do you want to start with them?
I mean, let's take it from the top. I mean, you said, what was the first question that they talked about?
No, we just spoke about it. Let them talk about it. I want to know what they was doing. You know, that's it, really.
All right. Well, then, how did it all begin?
You good?
How did y'all know?
I couldn't hear it. First, I couldn't hear Zay, and then I joined back. I couldn't hear you.
All right.
Hold on, Shorty, say something real quick.
Yo, what's up, bro?
I can't hear Shorty now. This is killing me. All right, last time.
All right. Oh my god. And this is gonna be fun. Like I said, this is gonna be a learning experience for all of us, man. So we need to, without you guys trying this with us, we would have never get it done. So we need to go through. We need to go through the growing pains. So, JT, where you want to start? Like, what you saying?
I was saying, let's just start from the beginning. Like, what inspired you all to go in the directions that you decided to go? Like, why'd you want to become a beat maker and a producer?
So let's start right there. We're gonna start with you.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I just always wanted to do music, and like when you were a kid, you ain't really go through puberty yet, so you be singing. You think you got the high notes all down, packaged, and that puberty hit, and I was like, ooh, that high note not hitting no more. And I like the beats. And I got into the beats and I fell in love with it. You know, the Ninth Wonders, the DJ Premiers, the Cash Money EPs, you know, and it just kept going from there. So I've just been working at it probably since like 7th grade.
Okay.
It's been something different. I think it's a field that don't get enough respect. Like I think even like rappers that get like shitted on, like SoundCloud rappers, I don't know, they get more respect than producers sometimes.
Yeah, producing is pretty hard, man. Like I've heard a lot of stories about how producers don't get their money, they don't get their credit, and so like it's a lot of stuff that you got to get ready for. You know what I mean? Just in case, and you got to make sure that your everything is your T's are crossed, your I's are dotted. You got to make sure your shit is like ready for anything that happens. Like, man, I got and every one of you guys, like the music, the YouTube, and the videos and all that shit. You got to make sure starting now that everything is like like solid, like the same thing that we trying.
Yeah,
But
that's a
yeah,
fact.
same with Zay. What made you get into everything?
Well, I always loved movies growing up, watching movies, but as I aged, I started watching, instead of watching interviews from actors, I started watching a lot of directors' interviews. And I remember there was this one interview with Quentin Tarantino. He goes, the best thing about film is that there's no rules to it. You can really do whatever you want. You could tell any story you want, and you could tell it however you want to tell it. And it sounds really simple, but I was young and it really opened my eyes to it. And as I aged, I started watching documentaries, and somebody who's really interesting to watch is, her name is Isabel Jung on Vice, and she'll go to Syria and she'll document a bunch of dead bodies that are being bombed in Assad. And it's just interesting to see people tell the stories that they want, show anything and everything that they want, and show it to the rest of the world. And I think that's one of the best things about being in New York City. You got all this different culture. You got people coming from all these different backgrounds. I mean, going to college, I'm surrounded by so many different people that there's so many different stories to tell, and people have so many different stories when they screenwrite, so many different ways to tell them. People have a lot of sad ones that they could tell, and I just want to document that to the rest of the world, and because people enjoy it, and it's really fun to make. So that's what really opened my eyes to it.
So you would rather do more movies or like music?
I love them both. I love them both a lot. What I love about film, though, is it involves a lot of collaboration, which is, it's bittersweet. It's bitter because if you don't get along with somebody, you're a bit in trouble. But it's sweet in the sense that you develop a lot of bonds. When it comes to a music video, you don't have to talk to as many people. You don't have as many people on a set as you do with film. But I love music videos for the edits. I love editing. You don't really get to do a lot of editing in film. So I love them both equally. I really do.
Okay. And we're gonna go to Don. What inspired you to do it?
Honestly, I feel like there's like a lot of stuff I do because like I'm not for like, because like Shawnee and Zay, like I feel like they're passionate about what they're doing. To me personally, I feel like I'm not really passionate about YouTube, but like that's
Having
like
fun.
something I want to try. It's just another thing I want to try. Like I feel like it's like how it is with a lot of things that I do. I feel like it's just another thing I want to try, an experience I want to go through to find out what I really like doing. So like when I was younger, I wanted to be a lawyer because I liked arguing, and I felt like lawyers they have the best arguments in the courtroom and stuff. And I got older and I started like getting into sports. Then I was like, oh, I want to be a football player. I want to do this. I want to do that. So it's like with me, I feel like social media and YouTube is like it's just another experience until I find out like what I really really want to do. But then I feel like that's like bittersweet because like I'm enjoying it for the moment, but eventually there's gonna be something I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to branch off to this, and then now
So
it's like, you know,
so right now you just having fun. Like you just like
I'm just
this is what you want for the time being right now, and if it pops, it pops. Like
if it branches off, like if I really like love it the way that like one thing I like really love doing, I really love playing basketball. But I know for a fact that I'm not dedicated to basketball the way that a lot of my friends would be dedicated to basketball. It's like, oh, this is my way out. I don't think basketball is my thing that's like going to take me as far as I want it to take me. I just don't feel like that about anything personally, like specifically. So it's
man,
just
let me be honest with you, man. I still don't feel like that about anything, and I'm 30. You know what I mean? Like
mhm.
like I got really passionate about when me and JT spoke about doing this podcast about like a year ago, maybe more than that, and it never came on. You know what I'm saying? And quarantine hit. I'm like, yo,
perfect time to do
if
it.
we don't, if we can't learn how to make something out of each other now, then what are we doing? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, so same way that it's like it might not be a passion to you right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible that it could be a passion in the future. Just don't. If you're gonna do it, go 100%. Don't go 50 and like, oh, I'm just gonna do it for now. Nah. You're gonna try it. If you want to play ball, go play ball. Go. If you're gonna work out in the gym, work out in the gym. You know what I mean? But you don't have to. How old are you?
19.
You have to think about that.
Yeah.
It's like you're still young, man. So I mean, you got your whole life ahead of you. None of y'all got kids, right?
No, not this week.
Not this week.
Not this week, sadly.
But yeah, look, there's a comment. It's like, all you guys are learning and doing great in your own fields. It's possible that you all get together on the project and kill it, which is true. I was gonna bring that up later. But let's go to go ahead. Say what you gotta say.
It's like I don't feel like it's like I like giving like that. Like I feel like when I start something, I always give that 100%, and then it's like so like in the middle, it's like, is this for me? And then that's like the thing that's like always taking over. Like, oh, am I gonna continue doing this? It's like I feel like it's that, and at the same time, I like the experience and all that stuff. All that stuff is cool, but it's just like then again, it hits me. It's like, oh, you gotta find something that's like gonna stay forever, like, and maintain you. Cause I'm not getting any younger. Like I'm soon. Me saying I'm just 19 is gonna turn to me saying I'm just 30. And if I don't like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I want to like secure something so that I don't have to have the thought of, oh, I'm not getting any younger. I have to secure. Like, I have to make sure something maintains. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't listen, man. If you're gonna fail, and then you're gonna win, then you're gonna fail, and you're gonna win. It's not if you don't go straight up, we're gonna hit bumpy roads, and all y'all gonna hit bumpy roads. So, but it's just how you get up, you know. But
I was really thinking, like, there was a couple times where I'd be up like late at night and I'd be making beats, something like that, and I'll post it on Instagram and Snap, and Donzo would be one of those guys to swipe up and be like, yo, just keep doing your thing. And like, bro, like it's a different grind. Like, I think people stress not having a passion, and sometimes I feel like having a passion is even harder, because when you have that passion, you know what it is, and it's easy to get frustrated even when you make that progress. I could walk a mile or I could walk 10. Regardless, I still feel like, damn, I'm not at the end yet. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, in any regard, I think it's best to find something that you feel like is worth walking. Even if you don't finish, at least you can be okay with the amount of distance you went. Because once I finish with music, I want to be able to go into a different field and be okay with where I left off, because at least I know I had that passion for music. So like Donzo, before he was doing his thing, he was balling and he was going hard. Even if he didn't feel like he was doing anything, I saw him in the gym all anyway. So I just think it's crazy, you know, because you really just gotta do as much as you can, and you gotta be happy with what you did.
Look, sometimes you need that push. Like, you need to be able to, like, if this is your three, this is your group, then your group needs to push each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so since I'm on you right now, what inspired you to just want to do music, like do beats?
I think damn, can I if I'm being completely honest, I think I just really
listen, man. I want you to be honest. This is not we ain't sugarcoating shit on this, all right? Like, just be honest. I want you to be yourself. Be yourself. Be honest, and just that's it.
I think realistically, I just want the spotlight. But I just think I could do something better with the spotlight than anyone else. Like, everyone says, yo, I'm not like everyone else. I'm not going to talk about the money. If I get there, I'm going to talk about the money, but not all the time. I'm going to talk about the women, not all the time. I'm going to talk about what matters sometimes. For me, I'm going to have a balance. I like the way Kanye did shit. I feel like whenever I talk to someone, they're like, yo, bro, you're crazy. Yo, bro, you're out of pocket. And they just like are astounded that I say something like that. But I think it's crazy you're not astounded every day. We're in New York. There's mad different niggas. You're telling me nothing nobody says surprises you at all? Because I told you she looks mad good, and I think you should walk up to her and like tell her she has a nice shirt and just walk away. You think that's crazy? You better go up to her and be like, yo, your shit is mad fat. Let me get your number. Be different, bro. Be original. Do something like, I don't know. I say crazy shit all the time, and I hang out with Zay and Don. They be like, yo, this nigga is wicked. But it's never like I've been out of pocket. So I feel like if I got that spotlight, I just feel like it's for me. Like, and then with music, it's just a passion. I'll stay up. My freshman year, I got to college. I had 5 classes. That was probably the hardest shit I had to do. And then I was already getting home at like 10, 11 o'clock because of the commute and the classes. I was like, fuck, I just finished homework at like 2 o'clock. I got to be up in at class at like 9. So I'd stay up to make beats, sleep 2 hours if I ever did. And I was okay with it. And to be honest,
So
I'm ready to do that shit more.
so the spotlight is what you originally wanted, right? But now you're
Yeah, I
falling
feel
into the
like,
music though. Like you starting to like it more and more because you up at 2 o'clock in the morning making beats. So the spotlight is not the beats. Like so if you get the spotlight, if you get in the spotlight, you're gonna tell me your beats are gonna fall off.
nah, I think it'll get better because I want the spotlight because I feel like it'll magnify who I am.
But
Everyone
you
wants to
want
get
the
out the hood because
okay.
they want to do better. I want to get out the hood because I feel like it'll make me better. I don't think the only thing being in the hood only made me realize and understand what other people was going through. And that's what I needed. To be a good person, you need to understand everyone but yourself. And once you understand yourself, you have the complete package. If I was born with the attention, born with the flash, born with the spotlight, I wouldn't be where I'm at. I wouldn't understand it. So once I get that spotlight,
Damn.
I'm just gonna have a wider glass. You know
Hold
what I'm
on,
saying? To see through.
hold on. Did everybody go out?
I'm still
Wait,
here.
what?
Donzo, are you still there?
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. Hello. Y'all good? Y'all good?
Yeah.
Everybody went out for a second. Y'all good?
I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Everybody's good? Everybody can hear?
The goat is back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, man. All right. So. All right. So what about All right. I didn't get the ending of what you said because it went in and out. But say that again.
Basically, just like if I understand, being born wherever I'm born, being born at the bottom, quote unquote, at least I understand other people and their predicament, real life situations. So once I do get the spotlight, it's easier for me to hone in on myself and other people. So I'm not just living life and not understanding what's around me. You know what I'm saying? It'll magnify me and the music will get better. I think I have a lot to contribute.
Okay. All right. And Jay, what about you? What inspired you? Why I can't unmute you?
I had myself
Unmute
muted.
yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I live on the third floor. I gotta be careful.
What that mean?
You hear everything outside.
What inspired you? But I know you said that you watch documentaries and all that stuff like that. What inspired you to want to go into either or music or movies?
I mean, I would say what inspired me was getting to see other classmates do it. I mean, I know this one girl. She's an illustrator for I think a Muslim girl website. I think it's called Muslim.com. But she does that as her full-time job, and then she goes to school, and she ends up going to school for film too. And it's nice to see people just collaborating all these different things together. And once I saw that real people that I interacted with were making this part of their lives, I realized, damn, I could do this too. It's not just something like you're going to have to do once you graduate, or you're going to have a bunch of money to do, rent some cameras from the school, put something together and put it out. I just realized that I had everything in my fingertips at that school. So I decided, let me just knock out some projects and figure out what I could put together. And of course, the first things you make aren't going to be great, but as time goes on, you learn and things start to get better and you realize what your strengths are.
Okay, cool. That's good. I got a friend, a real good friend. She wanted to be a news reporter, and she used to lug around all that big ass equipment from the city all the way back over here, and it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and now she was doing interning, and now she lives in Atlanta working for a big time company, just reporting news all night. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that you could really get out of that. You
That's
know what I
fine.
mean? Like you gotta you could take your talent, because like you got a talent that I don't have, and you could take that anywhere. You know what I mean? People need people to do the shit that they can't do. Like I might need all of y'all one day,
Mhm.
because I don't know how to cut up movies or films or whatever you want to do, and I don't know how to cut this up. If I want to take this little broadcast right here and send it to you, and you cut it up and you want to do something with it, you know what I mean? Like that sounds good. We could. I need Donzo to let's get serious about some YouTube, so that we can, you know what I mean? We all could, you know, and then we got the producer on that. So like this is a good like little like team that y'all got if y'all really put your heads together. You know what I mean?
Hold on. Can I say this real quick?
Go ahead.
Yes. So the other day I was having that same. I was telling Shoni about the idea I had to like make like a video documentary, like highlighting all like my friends that I personally know, even people I follow on Instagram, like highlighting how they all go through like that creative process of doing what they do. Like Shoni making beats, Zay filming, like photographers I know, people that make clothing, stuff like that. Like doing something like that just to do it for fun, because that's how I saw it as. I feel like that would just be like a great video concept to capture. So
Hey, listen,
and then
all you gotta do is get a camera,
that's
start
all
recording,
it takes. All it takes is
and
the
then
camera.
listen. We
And
wanted to do. I used to have parties in my house every week.
mhm.
Oh, like years ago, and we wanted to do that, and we were just so lazy because we was getting drunk all the time that we never did it. We would have been that could have been something. So we didn't try because we rather get drunk and party. You know what I mean? If you got the time to do it, you might as well just get it done. You know what I mean? Or just try. What's the worst that can happen when you try? You just either it goes or it doesn't go. You know?
I was planning on doing it after quarantine. You know, when New York's unpaused and everyone wants to go back outside. But
Bro,
I feel like personally.
So that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good question right now. So now you say you want to do that after quarantine. Like, what are your goals after quarantine, and why can't you just start it now?
I feel like now, like me personally, I don't care. I'll go outside, but like, there's a lot of people that still like, oh, don't go outside. Oh, if you don't got a mask, don't go outside. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it would limit the entire experience that I would like try to capture. So I feel like it would be better if I just waited for everyone to be in that mood, like, oh, okay, it's okay to go back outside. It's okay to do this stuff. So
All right, so
and
you
then
don't have to. Go ahead.
You can go.
You don't have to be outside to get everybody ready and prepared. Like get it on. This is what we're gonna do. This is what I want to do. Yo, do y'all want to do that? You could always have steps ready. Like you need to have some type of steps ready. So when you get out of quarantine, because so you never know when this is gonna end. It's not now. It's not a thought. Now this is my next step. Like we could go to the next thing and let's do it.
The next thought that I had, instead of doing it like in person in quarantine, I'm in person after quarantine. I was thinking about just like, you know, introducing the idea to everyone, and then like having everyone send like a clip of like this, like, all right, this part of the video is about this. Like they send a clip of them doing this and stuff. But I feel like that would just like take away from the entire experience. I feel like it wouldn't be the same, and it would like feel kind of rushed. To me, it would feel kind of rushed.
So you do when you do it when you feel like it's done. Like you gotta, that's your vision, and you gotta do it when you know it's done. Like Zay probably could tell you, like when he probably know more or less like this is not ready. Like you seen videos, right, that you were like, nah, this is not it.
I always feel like
that. That's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like when you want something done, the way you want to do it, it has to be done that exact way. It's not gonna fit the vision you have for it. Like if I was to like tell everyone like, oh, record it, like say like I tell Shoni to record it right now. Some people like when you record videos, like when I record videos for YouTube, like since I'm doing it on my phone, I record horizontally. Some people are gonna record vertically, and it's like
that's gonna mess up the video.
Exactly, right. And then they do it the first time wrong. They're like, oh, I don't want to do it a second time, and they're gonna do it lazy with less energy and stuff like that, and like that would just like ruin the entire thing for me. So I would personally just rather wait until everything's cemented where I could do it the right way, the way that I envision it being done.
Well, what I'm just saying is just get everything written down. Get that idea out of your head and on something, so that when
Yeah,
it's time, you ready.
gotcha.
Jay, so what? Like same question that I got for him. Like after quarantine, like what is your goal for after quarantine? Like outside's gonna open soon enough. So what are you trying to go to next?
After quarantine, I want to get an internship at a television network or a streaming service, but television network seems like the most possible thing to do, whether it be CBS or Comedy Central or a small media company. But that's going to be my main goal, just to get an internship and get some real world experience.
Okay, that's good. That's real good. And what about you, Shawnee? Like after quarantine, what's the goal? Like
Probably be a little less lazy. I think since I make beats, it's so easy to be in the crib, and I definitely think I'm more of an in-house producer. But I've been to a couple studios in the city, and for me, I met a couple people, and I think I'm probably about to go back there because when I went there, it was great. I mean, I met people there. I could have got an internship, but I want to wait until after college. So I think after the quarantine, I'm about to go back. I talked to Dave East a little while ago. Say he likes some beats that I had. Let me tell me
word?
send some more. Yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can do some more of that. Go back out there and see who I meet.
JT, you back?
I hope so. Shoot.
I hope.
Yeah.
Let's see how long
So
this lasts.
it's gonna last now. It's gonna last. Yeah. Nah. They I mean, you want to add something before you might get kicked out again, or?
Yeah. Because I was watching it on Facebook and I saw that like I wanted to
can hear.
address Shawnee and this blue light he had and
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
what type of like is that your go-to move when the lady comes over? Like you just hit on the
That's-
blue light and then like he got he got nervous. He got nervous. Nah, man, but I just wanted to clown Shawnee. But nah, on a serious note though, like I was kind of in and out the conversation, so I don't know if this question was asked as yet, but it's like as a creator, when you writing or you're producing or you're recording, like whatever it is that you're creating, like when you hit that brick wall, what do you do? Like when you put something out and you be like, yo, this is it right here, this is gonna hit, and it doesn't do what you expect it to do. What's your mindset then?
Jay, you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go for it first. When something don't get at least like the acknowledgement that I wanted to, I take a couple minutes and just cool myself down. But after that, I gotta rewatch it and just critique yourself, and which is probably the most difficult thing to do. And by critiquing myself, I mean just watching the video, and if people tell me what they didn't like, I heed their words and understand that, okay, just because I like this doesn't mean the rest of the world will, and I have to take that with me moving forward. But that's definitely some of the most difficult things to do because we get to be trapped in our own ego so much, or in our own head, that we think that whatever we make might be the best how we make it. We got to understand, if we want to entertain others, if I want to keep people sitting in front of their camera or sitting in front of a screen to watch my video throughout the whole thing, I might have to edit something out. I might like it, but the rest of the world won't. And I just have to understand that I want to entertain people. I want to make it my content worth other people's time. And in order to do that, some stuff has to go. But if I don't understand that, then some things are just going to fail. That's okay.
Respect. Donzo, what you think, man? Like when you hit that brick wall, like what's going through your mind?
All right. So personally, I feel like there's like a couple videos I did where I'm like, at the end of me recording, I'm like, all right, this video right now is about to take off. This is the one that's about to take off. Like I did the Phineas and Ferb remake video, right? That video, I felt like that video was like gonna take off as soon as I made it, because it took me all day to do it. But it was like, it did all right, but it was like, it wasn't what I expected it to do. And then I did the quarantine basketball vlog with I saw like Trae Young, Mr. John Wall, right? I felt like that was gonna hit off. Like Overtime liked it and everything, but I was like, that's still not the right one. It's not the one that's gonna bring me over the top. So like, usually I just like, I don't know. I always ask my friends for feedback. Like before I send it, before I like put it out, I'll send it to my friends, ask them for feedback, see what they say. If I get good reactions from it, I mean, I feel like even if I get bad reactions from it, I'm still gonna put it out because it's at the end of the day, it's about what I like. If I'm doing it for myself personally, if I'm making stuff, I'm making it so I'm happy when I watch it again. Or if I play it back, I'm like, that was a good thing. That was fun to do. So if it doesn't get that reaction, then it's like, okay, just make another video or just improve. Every time you do something, you gotta make sure you're taking steps forward. It's like no matter what, like no matter how small the progress you're making is, it's still progress. That's how I see it.
So, Shawnee, the question was, as a creator, what do you do when you hit that brick wall, right? When you throw something out, when you throw a piece of content out to the world, and it doesn't get the reaction that you're looking for? Like, what's your mindset when that happens?
I think, and just to go back to what I said originally, when I think about making music, when I first started, it was all about the passion, and it being slept on made me want the spotlight. And then when I come across a block like that, it kind of tells me what I like, what other people like, and then what as a skill that I learned from it. There's a lot of times where I'll make content and I've showed it to Zay as like unreleased, and he'll be like, yo, bro, this is your thing. Before I loved Kanye, but I wasn't sampling until he told me, yo, bro, I think you got something with it. And whenever I reach that brick wall, I think it's really important to keep hitting it. If I find myself coming into the same problem, I'm going to try every method I can. Even if a method works, I'm still going to try every other method just to see how many ways that I could do it. Because if one way ever gets shut off, I'm going to be able to go a different way. And then from there, I don't ever want to encounter that problem again. So that's usually what I do when I go into a block. Even when I put out a beat that I love, people will be like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, I bet. But when I drop this shit right here, this is life. I did that already. So what y'all like could be what y'all like.
I got a follow-up question to that, and this is for all three of y'all. And Donzo, we're going to start with you. How much do numbers matter, in your opinion, when it comes to content?
Let me see. I don't think the numbers matter as much because, like, to me, I'm doing this out of like purely me. I like being in front of the camera. So if I feel like I'm funny, if I feel like something I'm doing is funny, I won't like put it out there, kind of. But it's like if I have the camera in my hand, I'm like, I feel like I like doing this. So the numbers don't really matter until it's like you really get into like the real statistics and stuff. It's like, oh, you're doing this, but is it doing like, you know, is it compared to what everyone else is doing? Is it getting viewed the same way? That's the only time the numbers really matter to me. So like if I if I like if I go on Instagram, I see D1 Pop doing something. D1 Pop makes content like that. His numbers perfect. Like everything he does just hits off. So unless I'm looking at someone else in the same field that I'm in, then I don't really look at the numbers, to be honest.
Okay, what about you, Zay?
I mean, numbers, that was a good question. Numbers as far as views for a video or just, I guess, like numbers in box office don't necessarily matter. Just because something has numbers doesn't mean it'll have impact. I mean, you could take a series like the Transformers, big numbers, makes a lot of money. Doesn't have a lot of impact on the film industry. It doesn't have an impact on the culture. But if you look at what does have impact, go ahead.
Transformers is a great series. I just want to put that out there. Great series.
I hear you.
Someone get them out here. Someone get them out here.
Well, if you take other films that don't have, I guess, like big numbers, I guess you could say like Full Metal Jacket by Stanley Kubrick, or even Pulp Fiction didn't do big numbers. They still last the test of time and decades later. So numbers have never really mattered too much. And if just because something doesn't generate a lot of money, it'll still be memorable. If something's memorable, then people are going to keep on looking back at it years later. That's like the best thing you can ask for.
Okay. What about you?
I like that.
I think it all depends on the end goal. And before I finish that, yeah, it's whoever said who can make a website, Zay could. Zay made my website. Check that out.
Who made
Going
the
back to the
website?
question, the Zay tapes. He did ask made me a website in like a month, and I was like on and off. He killed it. I'll show y'all later.
All right, we'll talk about it because that's
But
my
going back to
mom. So she needs the page done.
oh,
So, but we talk about it.
that see Zay right there, yeah. But going back to the question, I think it depends. In my opinion, numbers matter if we're talking historical stuff. Even if we're talking impacts, I feel like even if it doesn't do great over a span of time, if we look back at what did the most numbers, if 6ix9ine puts out whatever, that'll always be a record that he broke. Records matter. Records are records for a reason. Even if it doesn't last long, it marked itself. So in that regard, yeah. And I think if you're just starting and you're trying to blow up, numbers matter. But I think if you're looking for something with more substance, I don't really think so. There's a lot of people that put out crazy, impactful things, and they have cult followings for a reason. You want people to stick around, not a lot of people to see it. People can see it and not care about it.
That's true. So then, y'all asked these responses are just drawing up even more questions. So, Zay, I'm gonna start with you on this one. Would social media be better without numbers?
As in, like, we wouldn't be able to see our followers.
So you won't be able to see followers, you won't be able to see likes, you won't be able to see views.
Ah, shit.
'Cause remember, we said numbers don't really matter.
Yeah.
Numbers don't really matter. It's kind of what we came to the conclusion of.
Yeah.
So would social media be better without the numbers?
I mean, I think it's great so we won't compare ourselves to others. I feel like that happens a little too often. People might say, I'm doing this, but why am I not popping like this person? Well, there's a bunch of reasons why you wouldn't be popping like somebody else. But when it comes to social media, I think it's just a great way to engage with your audience. And if I don't know how many people are watching me, then I'm gonna have a tough time trying to figure out like what I want to make. And what I mean by that is, let's say I make 2 videos. One is about cars, the other is about food. I don't know which one people are enjoying more because I want to make whatever entertains a bunch of people. Do I want to make what makes me happy? Yeah. But me personally, as a person, just I know other people don't feel like this. I like making content that entertains others. If I don't enjoy it too much, I just like the fact that whatever I create can make other people just at least laugh or just say, yeah, that was worth my time. So with social media, I would say to an extent it does matter. Numbers do matter to an extent, but there are also those things where it's like you see 10-year-olds using social media and it's like, damn, numbers matter a lot to them, and I can only imagine what effect that could have on them 5 years later. So I'll definitely say to an extent it does matter.
So you're in a boardroom meeting, right? It's a big round table.
Mm-hmm.
You're the last vote. Numbers or no numbers? What you gonna vote for?
Damn. I'm gonna go with no numbers.
No numbers? All right.
If it has an impact, it'll last long enough and there will be enough talk about it.
Okay. Shawnee, what you think?
I don't know. That's a hard question because I feel like numbers, and this almost sounds like materialistic in a sense. I feel like it gives you credentials. If you see someone that doesn't, it's hard to really tell who someone is nowadays because everything is digital. I feel like it would be weird. Like, are we talking about if we started exactly from the beginning? Like, if we just redid social media and there was never lights, or are we talking about from here on out? And we're talking about from here on out. I don't think that's a good idea because you already know what popular looks like. And you cling on to that idea. And then over time, it's going to change
And I feel like no one will ever really be comfortable with what they like. If you know what's popular, you can decide if you like it or not. But you'll constantly post stuff and you'll be like, oh, is this what people like? Do I like it? I don't know. What's popular? And that's always been a question throughout time. What's popular? So taking away likes kind of makes a person more insecure about what they like. So I don't really, I would feel weird not seeing how many people engage. You know what I mean? Because
okay.
It's universal. That's how you build everything that you do. Statistically, if you wanted to break down your own business, you know your demographic.
Good point. So you at the boardroom meeting, what's your vote?
I'm gonna keep the numbers. It's toxic to a point, but it's beneficial, and it's been beneficial to a lot of people. It's the people that give those people empower the power, and if we want to change that, we got to change the people, not the numbers.
Okay. And the reason why I asked that is because they're actually trying this in some other countries. Like they took away, or they're limiting the amount of likes or something like that in other countries.
They took away that we could see it.
Yeah,
but you can see it internally. Like I think you can see your own, but everybody else can't see it.
Exactly. Donzo, what you think, man? You the tiebreaker in this one.
All right. So everyone that knows me knows that I don't like following any trends. So the whole thought of like what Shawnee said, like he's right. He's definitely right. But the numbers tell you what's popular, tells you how many people's engaging with it and everything. But for me personally, if I do something, I'm not doing it to make anyone else happy. I'm doing it to make myself happy. So I feel like if they took away the numbers, like if they reset social media, like say they made a new app right now, where it's like there's no numbers on that app, everyone's just posting the post, I guarantee there'll be a lot more engagement on the app because you know how many people that want to start a YouTube channel or want to start doing something, but they won't do it because they don't have a following behind it. I feel like if that happens, then that would definitely promote everyone doing whatever they want to do. Oh, that you want to start a business, go for the business because you're not gonna know you're not gonna know who likes it, but you'll definitely like if someone sees it and they're like okay, I'm gonna cling on to this. So it's not really about what's popular. Like I've scrolled down Instagram, seen the ads of so many websites to shop from. I'm not going to Gucci and Balenciaga to buy everything because everyone likes it. I'm going to what I like because it's what I like. So that's how I feel. If there was a vote, then I'm definitely gonna say no numbers. Even though it makes sense, I understand what they're saying about numbers. Like the numbers do help you and everything, but at the same time, the numbers is what really control people at this point now. People are controlled by the popularity and the hype behind something rather than their genuine own feelings about it.
Well, let me ask this, right? So what about reputation?
Nah.
What about reputation, right? So if you don't shop at Gucci and you don't shop at wherever else, and you shop at some brand, like you ever see those memes where they be like, "Yo, I just bought these AirPods from Wish," and you get them big ass AirPods to the actual AirPods. They might not be legit. So you're willing to put your last dollar, your little bit of spending money into stuff like that. Numbers matter because it gives you credentials.
I'm not gonna lie. That was good. Wish.com has horrible reviews. If Shorty told me, if someone told me they got something from Wish.com, whenever I hear Wish.com in my head, I'm like, no. Off rip, no. Because I already know the name tied to Wish. So that makes more sense.
So JT, what do you think about that though? What do you think numbers come in play? Because we speak about numbers all the time. We spoke about numbers last night, kinda.
Yeah, we did, and I would absolutely ban it because I think numbers force you to have a motive that can sometimes not be true to who you really are. So like some people will feel like I have to put out a content a certain way to get a specific reaction, but I think without numbers, you're putting out from the heart, and if people like it, they're gonna like it. If they don't, they don't. But you're not making something for somebody else's liking. You're making it from the heart. And I think with the whole numbers game now, it's just like people are using that as the motive, right? As opposed to, especially with like content creators. Like I always think content creators got to just put something out. It's about putting out great content, right? And coming to the understanding that you could put out something that may not hit right then and there, but it might hit 2 years later, right? because once it's out, you don't own it anymore. It's up to the world. So everybody's on their own track. Everybody's running their own race. So you don't know when somebody might run into your content. But it's out there for them. So when I make my content, I make it for the people who may listen to it a year from now, 2 years from now, after I die. Like, that's what I'm making it for. The numbers don't really mean much to me because the numbers are going to come. If I have the drive, if I have the hustle, the numbers are going to come. I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is just putting out as much content as possible for the people who really want to hear it and actually need to hear it.
So, if you don't mind, let me ask. So, what about how far does that go for you?
What do you mean?
Because numbers influence social media so much, but numbers are everywhere. So, in what regard does it stop? Like, what if we said there's no more top 100 for Billboard? How do you feel about that?
It
What if
doesn't
we said
stop.
there's no MVP?
I don't think it stops. Like if numbers right now for social media ended, that doesn't mean I'm gonna stop putting out content because that's just what I love to do. So I'm gonna do that regardless. And I think because of my love to put out content, that eventually the following is gonna come. It'll start with 2 people. It'll raise to 10. It'll raise to 12. It may go from 12 to 30, 30 to 100, 100 to 100,000. But it's gonna get there. But I have to be the one to stay consistent. If I don't have the viewing that I have, if I don't have the viewing that I want, I gotta blame myself. What could I do better? Part of that is being patient. Part of that is putting out better content. Part of that is being real with yourself. Part of that is having the right group of friends. So it's like, when it comes to the numbers game, it's like, I think that a lot of times we look at numbers as if like it's a measure of failure or success. Whereas like, no, if you're not getting the numbers that you want, you have to look at what you're doing wrong. Right? And one thing that a lot of people do wrong is that they try to rush the process. Whereas like, you should be worrying about building a body of work now while you don't have, like, I like it now that I don't have a following because it's motivating me to put out better content. If I have a following now, I'm gonna be content. Like, what I'm doing is working. But now that I don't have the following that I'm looking for, it's pushing me to take the content that I think is already good and take it up another level. And that's why I think we don't need numbers.
0 to 100, nigga, real quick. I respect that.
But man, I think we've been talking too much, man. What questions y'all got, man? I don't want this
Yeah,
to
word.
be again like us talking down to y'all.
You say yeah, word?
Let me see.
Like what do y'all want from us? Like how can like we help you guys also? And if there's any way we can help you guys.
I guess I would ask, like, what's the number one way you think you wasted time? Like, what's the number one thing you did that wasted time?
Oh, I know mine. Bro, I was partying and drinking and not caring. Like, I went through. I did a lot of things, bro. Even I went to partying, I went to drinking, I went with being candid, right? I went to drugs. I did a lot of stuff that just pulled me into another place where I didn't want to. My focus wasn't there, you know. So, I got 2 kids. I got 3 kids. So I gotta focus on putting my energy somewhere else now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way that I got in line. Like I said before, me and JT tried to do this a year ago. Time probably wasn't right. And then we after our podcast last night, we stayed up until like one something in the morning, still talking about what we're trying to create for more things. Cause like now it's a passion. Now it's something that we want to do. So that's where I messed up. I just messed up in the beginning. Like now I just gotta take it and move. Can't keep going.
So,
go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. Because I was gonna ask a different question. So go ahead.
I would say for me, it was the biggest thing I wasted time on was letting. What am I trying to say? Letting my focus. Letting excuses get ahead of my drive, right? And what I mean by that is, like, I had the drive. I always knew what I wanted to do, but then I always came up with a valid excuse for me to take time away. So whether I wanted to play video games, or whether I wanted to watch TV, or whether I wanted to go hang out with friends. Like, I always put excuses ahead of my drive. And that is how I wasted a lot of my time just doing things I didn't need to be doing. But Sean, you got a question?
Well, I thought, Donzo, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I was about to say, am I muted? But no. Like, going up what JT said, like, I feel like I try so hard not to let my friends, like, oh, let's go do this, let's go do that, instead of, like, oh, instead of me going to the gym, or instead of me recording a video or something. I'm just like, my friends are always like, oh, you're young now, you could do all that, like, you have time to do that. I'm like, no, you don't have any time to do anything. You have to make sure you, like, cement what you want to do now, so that when you're done, like, when you're later on in life, you can be like, all right, I'm gonna relax now, because now I have the time, I have the leisure time to relax. It's like, not that I try to stay away from people like that, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, I don't want to spend my time with you if, like, you're not on the same, you don't have the same mindset that I have of the, like, oh, secure everything now so that you don't have to worry about it later. But living that life is so stressful. It's like, that's what
it is, man.
No, it definitely is. And one thing that, you know, I think I actually tweeted this not too long ago, but I said something along the lines of, once you step on the path of greatness, you have to be prepared for the loneliness. And that is going to lead to my next question for y'all is, what do you do with your friends that don't believe in the vision? Because I feel like for creators, the goal of the people who don't believe in the vision are to keep you in the space that they're in, which is complacency, right? Just comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So now, what do you do with those friends that don't believe in the vision and trying to keep you where they're at?
Please let me go first, bro.
You're a fiend, bro. Like, relax. There's other people here.
Bro.
Nah, go.
I gotta get this shit off my chest, bro. Listen, bro. Before I was hanging out with a group of people, bro, and not to downplay no one, not to downtalk nobody, bro, it's cool. When you're, and first, since we're younger, right, I feel like it was so easy for me to figure out who's there and who's not. When you're in high school, for me, you walk around, you go class to class, and you joke around, and you're like, yo, let's go to this party. Let's talk to these girls. Let's hang out here. Let's do that. But for me, at the end of the day, you go back to your grind, you steal the next day, and you do the same dumb stuff. I think now that I'm in college, you find yourself in a new area, or at least for me, and you're like, damn, why should I worry about who's my friend and who's gonna help me not be complacent? I'm so picky with my friends now. Like, I'm so cool with everyone. I'm a social butterfly. But when it comes to my grind, I know I'm gonna put that before anyone, because I've had people that was mad cool with me be like, yo, bro, I see you doing what you're doing, and then see me upload something and not share, not say anything, but tell me they running up the views. I'm on 5 views, bro. What do you mean? You're like the 10th nigga to tell me you was running up the views. I've been on 5 for 2 months, bro. What are you talking about? So I respect it, but you're technically, I'm more picky with my friends now, because I think my friends understand my grind. And by that, I mean, if I'm going to be up 48 hours a day, I was up 48 hours 2 days ago. I was talking to Zay, I was like, yo, nigga, this shit is killing me. If I'm going to be up for 48 hours a day, right, go to school, come out and hang out with you, that means you're my friend. You understand my grind. You're going to support me. You don't even got to share it. The most you can do is put in a word every now and then. I send my stuff to Zay. He'll be like, yo, bro, I like this. He'll give me his respect because he used to do music. He'll tell me what he think, and then he'll tell me, oh, as someone in the audience, I like this, or I can see this kind of artist on it. Or maybe you should give this more of a drop or mix this. Is this too loud? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think there's ever a point trying to figure out, am I being complacent with my friends? It's picking my friends. Even calling someone a friend at this point. I'll be cool with someone's an acquaintance. I respect you. If that's your ground, I respect the man. I respect the next man no matter what he do. Even though it might not be something I do, I'm not there for it. I know my principles, but I'm not going to knock another man's hustle. I know how I'm going to get mine. And if you respect how I get mine, and you take into consideration how much time I put into that, how much I really care about it, the late nights, the early mornings, neither, when you're up constantly,
Mm-hmm.
that's when you're a friend. You don't just become a friend. You kind of earn it without even having to say anything. We can talk once a month, but if you acknowledge the fact that half of that month I didn't sleep, and you do a little bit more when I'm tired, or if we hang out and I'm tired, and you're like, yo, do you want to go home? And I'm like, no, I'm good. That means everything. That's the friend. So that's just my thing. I kind of ranted right now, but
Nah,
You know, Shawnee,
you
forgot the
you
question.
you got in your feelings a little bit. It was alright. It was nice.
Shawnee's
Yeah,
dead
thank
ass
you.
when his blue lights is on. That shit go crazy.
He started
Telling you.
talking like that once the blue light came on. You saw that? But
Tell you, bro. The LED. No, I was on my Drake. My fault.
it's like,
Wait, what was the
Zay,
question?
Oh.
go ahead.
I was talking about this with Shorty the other day where I was I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I said cut people out from your past and just anybody who's not willing to contribute or they're not even on the same career path, don't be afraid to cut them off. And when I got into college, I just decided everyone before college I'm gonna stop talking to them, with the exception of two. It was the best decision I made. You know, I ended up meeting a bunch of people with my same interests, people that actually want to work with me and collaborate, and just they're actually there to support you. So, I mean, I think a big point we should make is don't be afraid to cut other people off. It's not even a matter of being like salty. It's just it's your own future. Do what works for you.
Personal growth.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it's my turn?
I don't know. Yeah.
All right. My fault. All right. So the question was, how do we feel about cutting off like the friends that's not really like friends, like or supporting the vision?
How do
Right.
you
Basically.
keep doing what you're doing, but how do you maintain, or how do you get rid of people that make you complacent?
All right. So to
Block
me
'em.
personally, I don't cut anybody out my life, to be honest. It's like it's more of am I gonna make you a priority, like as a priority as a friend, or am I gonna like take a few steps back? So, like I've done like my friends have told, not even my friends, people have told me that I make terrible content. So I was like, okay, I make terrible content, but you're still watching me. You're still watching me, so it doesn't matter to me.
Exactly.
I'm not watching you. You're watching me. So like when people like that, it's like I don't care what they say. Friends that don't really support me, it's like I feel like I haven't come across any friends that aren't like, oh, Don, you can't do this, or Don, this isn't for you. Because personally, a lot of stuff that I do, or like that, like with YouTube, I started YouTube because so many of my friends are like, yo, why don't you start a YouTube channel? Because like if all my friends that have me on Snapchat, like, oh, you're always in front of the camera, why don't you just start a YouTube channel? So I don't know. I can't really relate to that. I haven't cut anyone. I really haven't cut anyone out my life because they're like, oh, you can't do this. If my friend tells me, oh, let's go do this instead of going to the gym or something, then I'm like, all right, I'm not going to that party. Like I want to go to the gym. I want to work out and stuff. So that's how I feel it. It's all about me, like my mindset over what your mindset is. That's how I really am.
Okay. See, for me is if you're not here when I get up, then that's on you. Like if you don't want to be here when we take this shit over, you're lost. You know what I mean? Yeah, we could be cool, but
That's another
it's
thing
over.
though. Yeah, like I feel like when people are like, oh, if you're not here when I'm like going through the grind, you're not gonna be there when I'm at the top. It's like to me, it's like everyone has their own life. So like if like someone's not as invested into you, like what you're doing as you want them to be, it's like I'm not gonna put the blame on them. It's like if you didn't share my video this time, it's like, all right, that's cool. You don't have to share it. Like for me to know that you're like involved, like that you support it, you know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of stuff goes into it. Like, all right, so if I say Shoni sends me something right now, right, and I look at it and I don't share it, then that's like I feel like there's a difference between me like directly asking for help and someone not supporting it like on their on their own time. You know what I mean? It's like if you see
Yeah,
it
no.
and then if you see me asking for help and you're like, oh, just know there's like, all right, that's cool. I just won't ask again. But if like say I just post a video, I don't send it to anybody. Whoever sees it sees it. It's not like, you know, there's like there's a whole algorithm on Instagram and stuff. It's fine to me if you don't share every video that I post, or if you don't share every YouTube video I post. It's cool. Like I have nothing but love for everyone. Everyone has their own thing going on. So that's how I see it.
But there's a difference between somebody who's not posting and who's not watching every time to somebody who just never did.
Who
looked at you as like, oh yeah, look at him, he's dumb, he's doing YouTube. But then they want to smile on your face when you're on the court, or when they want something from you. That's the type of friend that I'm talking about. Like I'm talking about like if you're not like we got friends that we wanted to be in this with us, right? Long story short, they didn't want to, you know, like not there's nothing bad about it, but you know what they do? They honor it every time. You know what I mean? They writing in, they talking to us about it. And that means more than just them being honest sometimes. You know what I mean? Like with it, like we could anchor this. But then when there's somebody who's like, yeah, I'm your bro, I'm your man, I'm your whatever like that, but doesn't believe in you not one bit, that's the type of like you gotta leave that in the past. Like, cause then all of a sudden that brings you down when you get bigger. You know what I mean? Then what about me? Where was you at when I needed you? You know, that's what type of people that I'm leaving when.
All right. I understand what you
JT.
Nah, I agree. For me, it's like when dealing with people who don't believe the vision is just like I don't got time for that. Like you don't believe. So it's like it's not even worth a conversation. Like you could be my friend and not believe in the vision, and I understand that because we're all in the mud from the bottom trying to get up. So like you may not even understand what that takes. So it's like I can't put that expectation on you. But all I can do is let you know, like, yo, this is an opportunity for us to do something together and try to build something up. If you don't want to take that opportunity because you don't see it, the future, you don't see the vision, then that's on you. But like on me, the way, like from when I see other creators, like I always respect creators because that means your thought process is different than the norm. Like you clearly see the world differently, which is why you're a creator. Because creators create things that haven't been done before. So when I see creators, I try to support them as best as I can, whether it be reposting, whether it be buying music, whatever the case is. Like I always try to support that grind, and I think us as a creator community need to do that amongst each other. Like I don't even have to be a fan of the content, but for the fact that you're a creator, I'm gonna repost it because you from the bottom and you trying to come up, and I respect that. And I'm trying to do the same thing, and I'm not even looking for you to share my stuff. That's not what I'm putting it out for. Like I said, I don't care about the numbers. But I do think it's important for creators to at least support each other because we know our friends are not going to do it.
Not all of them.
Well, not all of them. Not all of them. You're right.
Yeah, that's big facts. Just, you know, JT did not cap, not once. JT, when I put out my first single on streaming services, bought it off of iTunes. Shout out to you.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. Definitely did. But yeah, I just think we got to keep doing that amongst each other, like because a lot of like our friends and our family, they're not gonna get it in the beginning. They're not gonna understand why you up late. They're not gonna understand why you cutting this video up 50 million times. They're not gonna understand why you posting 3 videos a day. They're just not gonna get it. And one thing that's like helping me understand that is low key this Jordan documentary, like his psyche behind the whys of everything he did basketball related. He just had to be different if he wanted to get to that level of greatness. There's going to be a lot of sacrifices, dedication. People going to be mad at you. People not going to understand. But what's the price of greatness?
So I got a question for both of y'all. And that's, in your own respect, in your head, it doesn't have to make sense to everyone, just to you. What is your vision of greatness? Like the most optimistic, unrealistic thing in your head? Because when I say what's your vision of greatness to some people, they go, oh, well, you know, to have a house and a family. Everybody wants that. What's that big crazy dream? Like, do you want a mansion? Do you want to be next door to fucking who knows and live in the same house Whitney did when she died in the bathtub? What's your vision of success?
You want to go first, JT? I can take it. Did he freeze?
Yo, JT froze?
He is frozen.
I thought he was like,
I think he froze. So look how he froze though. But I'll take that one first. So my definition of greatness is, bro. Let me tell you, I got kids, man. I got 10-year-old.
Lagging right now. I might have to
Can y'all hear?
leave and come back.
Yeah, I can hear.
Can y'all good?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, it's 3 of us now.
Oh, down to 3. Hold on, I'm gonna get him back in here right now. We were doing good for a while, and everybody want to start lagging again.
Oh wait, wrong way.
You in?
That's Shorty.
Oh shit.
You good?
Oh, why can't I hear him? Are you talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We was doing good, fellas. We was doing good.
Shit.
We had a little stretch that we was going good. Well, we'll wait for them to come in. Yo. You good?
Oh, come on. Come on.
Ah, man.
Damn.
All right, so what's up, guys? Both of them is left. He asked the question. I don't want to answer the question without him being in here.
Word.
Well, so can you hear me? We good?
It's the blue light.
Can you hear him?
Blue light.
Yo.
Turn off the blue light. Fucking.
Can you hear?
Nah, he can't hear you.
So before I answer that, what is the definition of greatness to y'all then? So I'll give him my take after. That's what he asked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, greatness is.
Yeah, I heard him.
You good?
Oh.
You in now?
Yeah.
You can hear?
Thank God. Yeah.
You want to finish your thing before I go or no?
Now you can go. You can go.
Nah, go ahead.
So ask the question again.
It was, what's your vision of greatness? Like, I'm realistically super optimistic. What's your vision of greatness?
My vision of greatness is, like I said, I'm the only one in here that got multiple kids. So like my vision of greatness is for me to be successful in a way where I don't have them. They don't need to worry about anything. That's my greatness. We can make this as big as it could be, but if they're not comfortable, then I'm not comfortable. Then I need to be greater than that.
Mm-hmm.
That's my vision. That's only because I got kids. You know what I mean? If I ain't have kids, I got in trouble.
If I have kids, damn it.
But if I ain't had no kids, man, I would have wanted to do everything. Like, you know what I mean? Big house, I would have went crazy. But my definition changed because I have a family. You know. What's yours? Like, with no kids, what is your definition of that?
Have kids? No, I'm playing.
Look, just have the kids.
Yeah, probably had like 12. Whoa, that's a different grind, bro. You need to stop grinding at that point.
Hold on, you said 12 though.
Bro, we passed that. But I think my definition of greatness is probably being the most influential man alive. Like, I just feel like a lot of the things I say get misinterpreted or interpreted to their fullest amount, like to whatever mental capacity they have. Not to say that it's lower, but like just whatever their understanding is. And I think all geniuses are never interpreted the way they're supposed to. I feel like sometimes when you say things and they don't hear it, and it's so foreign, they're like, yo, that's not right. That don't sound like correct. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, just like JT said, if you want to be traveling down the road of greatness, it's lonely. So whenever you say things, it's going to be misinterpreted past whatever you wanted it to go. So, I mean, just to be influential in more than one way, you know, whether I'm like the biggest music producer or my cologne is off the chain or I'm like a top 3 porn star ever, like whatever, you know, just to be influential.
We're not even gonna get into that. All right. So
Follow
for
my
me,
OnlyFans.
so for me, my vision of greatness is, let me see. So my favorite celebrity of all time is Donald Glover, right? Because everything he does, everything he's pursued, he's been so great at it. To the extent where it's like people will talk about his name in conversations of like, you know what I'm saying? Like a filmmaker, you can say, oh, he's done that. And like they'll bring up his name in one of those fields. Or so in music, he's done that. They'll bring up his name in one of those fields. So like I feel like if I can be great at anything I do to the extent where my name is brought up in conversation about it, then I just brushing off like, oh, people say Will Smith was a rapper, but no one like really takes that argument seriously. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, he was on Fresh Prince. Like his biggest works are Fresh Prince and all his movies, but his rap career was lackluster compared to that. I feel like if I can like be as versatile as Donald Glover is and be given the credit that I deserve on all those platforms or in equal credit on all those platforms, then that's my vision of greatness. I feel like that's why I'm like, okay, I made it. That's it.
Will Smith has some hits though.
Huh? What? One song that Will Smith has made that's a hit
Summertime?
Besides Summertime.
Men in Black?
Okay.
Parents Just Don't Understand. He was killing it back
I'm
then.
First of all, I'm not even going to listen to you. I'm not listening to you because you
right
just...
now.
Oh,
no one
you just listened to John Cena's mixtape.
John Cena
had John Cena's mixtape. I'm not listening to you.
John Cena had the heat. No, listen, right? I'll put up 10 cash. Anyone in this live right now, if you listen to John Cena mixtape, you be like, yo, this little overly Aki white nigga got bars like that. Yo, I'll take old John Cena over Eminem any day.
Wow.
Over who?
You know how bold that statement is?
Yeah,
Mute him.
Wow. Oh shit, he's muted.
That's crazy.
So JT, what about you?
Just saying anything.
What was the question again? It was something about like greatness or something like that.
Yeah,
what's your definition of greatness?
Oh shoot.
It doesn't have to make sense to us. It could just be you.
Okay. I would say being the supreme version of yourself and whatever you envision that to be. So I think when you die, the one thing that you see is all the potential that you wasted. And what I mean by that is deep down inside, you know what you're supposed to be doing. Like, you know what you're here to do, whether it be music, sports, writing, teaching, like whatever your purpose is, you know what it is. And whether or not you want to work towards that is up to you. But when you don't hit those expectations that you were here to do, I think you're reminded about that when you die. So I just want to be able,
That's fire. Imagine you die and you just see the life that you could have had. That would be so fun.
That would be your biggest regret. Like, that's crazy. Like, when you really think about it, that's crazy. But in real life, you got the potential to have whatever that life is that you would envision after death right now. But there's so many other excuses and stuff like that I know I put on myself, and I know other people do for themselves. But overall, it's just hitting that supreme version of yourself and finding that internal happiness. Once I get that, then I'm great.
That is
Disclaimer. Disclaimer, I'm not promoting early deaths at all. I'm not promoting that at all.
After this video, niggas is like, yo, I'm about to kill myself. Like, see where I cut it, man. Niggas said, me and Rihanna about to get busy in 5 minutes.
So we got a couple of comments for you guys, all right?
Hey, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, she said, you guys are all amazing, and I've learned so much from you all. You're going to lose family and friends on the process, so keep your eye on the prize. The reward after all your hard work is a great feeling, right? So her question is now, what are your greatest fears, and how do you manage that fear?
You want to start? Justin, you want to start?
Me?
You start, bro.
My greatest fear? I'll go first. My greatest fear is just being a failure. Like, I just don't want to fail no more. Like I failed enough. I tried so much things. I wanted to start so many things and I never did it. So now that my mental is there and I'm able to do it, I don't ever want to fail again. And I just I just manage that by trying to get this shit going. Like I manage it by trying to get my life in a straight path now. That's how I manage that shit. So you, whoever want to go next, want to go, Donzo?
Zay, you could go. Nah, let Zay go because we skipped Zay on the last question.
I noticed that. We gotta go back to him on that one.
Oh damn! I would just say, the greatness thing. Just as long as people mention my work years later, I'm happy. That's it.
Mm.
But what was the question this time?
What are your greatest fears and how do you manage it?
Greatest fear, I would have to say, not taking advantage of the opportunities at hand, especially like at this time. We have so much technology in front of us that if we don't take advantage of it, I mean, that's just disrespectful to yourself. And even now, like 15 years ago, we wouldn't have been able to do this and get to talk and do a podcast like this. So there's so much that we could do, especially with social media, that if I don't take advantage of it out of pure laziness, that's my greatest fear, because that's just stupid.
How do you face that? How you manage that? Did you say that? I probably missed it.
Nah, I missed that. How I manage that, I would have to say just sounds really corny, but you really just gotta keep pushing yourself. I mean, because if you don't, I mean, you might become that person that just becomes jealous. But at the same time, a lot of us got the same technology in front of us. A lot of us have the same opportunities in front of us. Something as simple as a phone. You can use that to your best ability. I mean, even Don, he don't need a big camera. He's just using his phone for YouTube videos. Like, That's all you need. That's all you need. So just take advantage of what you got.
Is my now? All right. Boom. So my biggest fear is definitely failure, because I feel like if I have there's so many opportunities I look back on, and I'm like, oh, if I would take that opportunity, I could have been in this place. So I just try to make sure that I completely take advantage of everything that's like given to me, and I try to make sure I'm not lazy or complacent. And yeah, that's really it. Like how I cope, like that's what the question was. How do I cope with it?
Yeah, how you manage it? Well, whatever. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know. I feel like I tend to draw a lot of inspiration from like all of my friends. So like if Shawnee makes a beat and I listen to the beat, I'm just like, yo, he just did that. I'm happy he just did that. If I see my friends that take pictures, my friends that rap, if I see anyone doing anything, I'm just like, all right. So that's just my cue. Like we're all the same age. So if they're going for it, then that's like, all right, I could go for it too. There's no reason for me to stop. Don't take your foot off the gas. Just keep pushing forward. There was this quote I read that was like, the expectations of others will build your cage for sadness or something like that. It was something like that. But it was like other people basically saying everyone's expectations for you is what's going to limit you in the end. So I try to make sure that no matter what anyone's like expecting from me, I go above and beyond what they want. Like one thing I hate hearing is like I don't like when my family members like, oh, I'm proud of you. I'm like, what are you proud of me for? I don't feel like I'm doing anything for you to be proud of me. Me making the right decisions or me pursuing what I want to pursue, none of that stuff should make you proud of me. That's like what should happen. You know what I'm saying? So like that, I feel like that is like a big thing to me. Just making sure I'm happy, making sure I'm exceeding the expectations of other people and all that. Like when people tell me, oh, I expected more from you, I don't like hearing that at all, because like what you expected from me and what you got from me is like two different things. It's like I'm letting someone down, and I don't like that. So I just try to make sure I go above and beyond at all times. That's it.
Damn, man.
This guy's a philosopher.
So what about you, Shawnee?
I think my biggest fear ties into my biggest pro. I feel like I'm super passionate, and I feel like if I ever lost that passion, that would probably be like the unraveling of the rest of me. I feel like my passion drives me to do the music and just to like make jokes and to whatever, you know, because like it's bigger than music. And I don't know, like if I lost that passion, it would be weird. That's a fear for me. When some people say like failure, my passion is what keeps me from like being a failure. I could fail. That's cool, but I know I'm gonna learn from it. That passion. Sometimes I like losing. 'Cause I'm like, oh, you thought I was done. Like I'm right back on your neck. Like it doesn't matter. I'm the kind of person where you could be like, yo, you're dumb trash. I got 100 comments, 99 of them just like, yo, this shit trash, this shit butt. I'm about to listen to 6ix9ine on repeat. And that one comment could be like, yo, this nigga is Jesus Christ reincarnated. And I'm like, yo, some nigga called me God. I'm back on it. So that passion is everything. And if I lost it, that's probably my biggest fear. How do I manage it? I think it goes back to JT saying not having friends that are gonna keep you complacent. That's why I got passionate about that shit earlier. Like when you have no support system, because I got family, but like when you have friends, people your age that don't get it or don't care enough to support you, you feel like you don't have another person to relate to. And relatability is everything. So it's really just having good friends. That's how I stay passionate. I talk to Zay, and I tell everyone that you can ask me, yo, am I good? I might not be good. I'm gonna tell you, yeah, Don's gonna check up on me all the time. And that means the world. Just seeing, like, are you good? Passionate again. That right there, you care. I'm back on it. How could I stop caring? So it's all about choosing the people that you mess with. You gotta pick people with a good heart. People that resemble and reflect your morals and your principles. Yo, why am I going dark right now? People that reflect that. So that's really what it is. You know what I'm saying? This is making sure you got the right crap.
You want to round it off, JT?
I would say my greatest fear is probably dying without leaving anything for the next generation of my kids. Like when I eventually have kids. Like if I leave and they're not starting off in a better place than where I started when I was born, then that's a big, big failure. Like I would want them to have more than what I had when I was born. And that's probably it. That's probably like my biggest thing. Because if they got to start from the same place that I started, it's like, damn, like what did I really do?
Yeah, that's relatable as fuck. I completely agree. I used to feel like that. Except it was more just like, if I can't be the best ever, like if I can't leave a crazy impact, then why am I doing it? You know?
Yeah. I mean, I think fear is one of those things that are like, it's a weird conversation to have because it's like fear, people talk about it as if it's something you're supposed to be like scared of, but you can also look at it from the perspective of like, this is what is my greatest motivator. Is this fear? Because you know you don't want to feel it, so it should motivate you to do whatever you got to do to not have that feeling. So it could be considered your greatest fear or your greatest motivator. I look at it as like a motivator for me. But
JT, you have to end it like that? You have to do that?
I'm just speaking how I feel, man.
I wrote that down in my head. I was like, yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, man.
Yo, Zay, Donzo, do y'all have any questions for the OG? I know I asked one earlier, but
how do y'all feel about? I can be about anything.
Yeah, don't matter.
Yeah, fuck it. You can ask about Cardi B if you want.
How do you? Okay. How do y'all feel about male depression?
About what?
About male depression. Male
depression.
Male depression.
You go first, Justin.
Go harder on that question, Donzo.
Is that what he said? Male depression?
Yeah. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
All right. I mean, I think it's something that's real. I think it's something that's not talked about enough. I think it's something that you'd be surprised how many people really go through that just never say anything about it. I just think like the pressure and the expectation of what it means to actually be a man really starts hitting you like once you become like a teenager and you start like testing out like the real world in a small sense. And like working in a high school, like I see that all the time. Whereas like young boys or young men are coming to a school, they'll be depressed. You'll see it all over their face. You'll see it in their body language and everything. But they'll never tell you because by society standards, a man is not supposed to basically have emotion. And then once you show that, you're considered weak. So I think a lot of people, or a lot of young men, or men in general, walk around with depression. So that's my answer to that.
Mongo?
Yeah.
So I've been in multiple depression states. I'm free to talk about it now because I know how to handle it and how to deal with it. But it's real. I didn't. I'll be honest with y'all. I didn't even want to live. You feel me? Like it takes that toll sometimes. And that's when I said that I was doing a lot of Molly. I was doing a lot of. I was drinking a lot, doing a lot, trying to act like I was okay. And it affects you. And sometimes you don't know how it cannot. How can I explain? Like you don't understand how to get out of it sometimes because you're in denial that you even have it. And as men, and me and JT spoke about this before, like we as men we gotta learn how to speak to each other because we don't. Like you could be like, yo, I got a problem, and he's gonna be like, yo, suck it up. You know what I mean? But sometimes we need each other more than we know, and I didn't know that, and I thought I had nobody to talk to. I thought that I was alone when I wasn't, and my friends were right there, but I just couldn't speak because it's real. So like if you ever feel like that, then you gotta talk. Yeah. If it's about you, if it's not about you, it doesn't matter. But y'all can always talk to one of us too. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't ever want to be in that, and it's a tough situation. I've been through it multiple times, and it's tough. You had a follow-up question?
I was just asking because like I feel like personally, that's like a topic that's not really discussed a lot,
It
and
doesn't.
I feel like there's men, like there's a lot of men that's like really sad, like and like in depressive states, and like they don't know how to deal with that because when you're growing up, all you hear is, oh, you're not supposed to show your emotions. Like when I was like, since I was younger, my mom told me that, oh, when you cry, it makes you weaker, because that's what my dad told her. So it was like I grew up with that mindset all the time, and then when I got to like high school and I started like dating and stuff, everyone's like, "Oh, Don, why are you so emotionless? Why don't you show your emotions?" I'm like, "Cause I was always told not to." So I feel like once I got to like open up more, and if I got to like a sad point like that, it's just like, how do I deal with this? Because I was never taught to deal with this before. I was never taught to deal with like all my emotions or speak on them at that. It was just, oh, everything's gonna be fine and get past it. And then I started listening to Juice WRLD, and then that's when that's why I started like getting more control of my emotions. Cause I was like, all right, I'm listening to music. I'm like, oh, he doesn't make sad stuff, so why am I listening to it? And I'm listening to lyrics and stuff. I'm like, all right. So I started understanding that. I started watching his interviews and stuff, and he's like, oh, there's like so many people out there that's going through a lot of stuff, and like they're just not honest with their emotions. So when I started listening to him more, I feel like I got more in touch with my emotions. Pause. And then I started like understanding more about it's okay to be honest about how you feel. It's okay to talk about how you feel and stuff like that. And now I'm here. Boom.
Yeah, man, listen, man, it's hard, man. It's hard to open up to somebody. It's hard to open up to our friends that are guys. Like I guarantee you, if you had a friend that was a female, like you talk to her about something, right? But we can't talk to each other about it.
I swear, I have my fault. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
But it's like I have a whole like you know how on like Snapchat and Instagram you have like your close friends, you have like a private story or whatever. I have a whole private story with just female friends and then Shawnee, cause like I don't open up to none of my guy friends like that. So it's like it's weird, but at the same time it's like it's like the females understand it because like it's fine for females to show their emotions.
But that's the thing. They don't understand it more than we do. Because
Mhm.
we the same. We the same. Like, but
Nah, I know what you're saying.
but that's how we think. We think that our
Yeah.
friends don't understand sometimes. Like, they might not, but you need to make them understand. Like, yo, this is what I'm going through. You know what I mean? I used to be here, and I was living on my own at that time, right? And my daughter is living with her mom, and I used to have to call like a friend to come over here just to sit down in my crib, and they didn't even know why. I knew why, but I didn't even speak about it. You know what I mean? So there's a certain, like, you have to just, you gotta get your emotions right, and it's a hard situation, but we should be talking to each other more than what society believes that we should, because who's gonna know what you're going through with a female the more than your bro who went through that with a female? You know what I'm saying?
No.
That shouldn't get you depressed, but I'm just saying, like, we know each other, and if your friends know you, they should know what you like. They should know you in your heart, like what it is.
That's the thing. Like my friends, I feel like the way I am is like I always like if I'm outside, I'm always like not happy, but I'm always up in good spirits. So it's like it's not even like if my friends would realize it. It's just like they wouldn't. I feel like they just really wouldn't understand. Like I guess they would, but they wouldn't at the same time. It's like so like if I was to tell Shawnee, like I feel like I could tell Shawnee anything because it's Shawnee. So it's like if I'm feeling down, I know Shawnee will he'll be able to like see it and be like, yo, what's up with you? Or like even if I don't even tell him, he'll just be like, yo, bro, you good? Like you on this, you doing that, there's stuff like that. And it's like certain people, cause like they could read you better than other people can.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, I guess like it goes like who I choose to open up to, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I just gotta add in there. I'm sorry, did I cut you off? I don't want to cut you off.
Nah, you good.
Bro. I gotta say this, bro, because I know for a fact I'm not the only one, but I'm the most open one about it. I've never understood, right? And this coming from a guy who had his father in his life. I don't understand the the stigma. Like even my dad, he was like, yo, you gotta be a little bit more tough, a little bit more aggressive. And for me, I got that. So with him being president, it's not like I was exempt from whatever anyone else heard. But I never understood, right, how we love women, we're infatuated with them, we want relations with them, but we aren't able to communicate like them. We're supposed to be when you look for a partner, you look for your reflection, someone who can represent you completely. How you gonna look for someone that's in tune with their emotions that can tell you how they feel about you, and you can't do that with yourself? I ask so many people and so many guys every day, yo, bro, you good? Even if I don't know, and I'm pretty good at reading people, so I can tell if you have a bad day. And they'll be like, nah, bro, I'm good. And I'll be like, nah, bro, but for real, you good. Like for me, how are you mentally? You got to tell that to them.
Yeah,
and
but let me just say something. Knowing yourself in and out is good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like if we just talking about knowing yourself is different than you being in a depressive state, because you don't know you're in a depressive state. That's the only thing I was saying. Like it's harder for you to realize that something's wrong when you're in that state than me just knowing myself. Like, damn, I need to be better, or I need to talk to you. There's a line there. Like some people don't think they're in it. Some people don't know, but you got to know yourself a little bit better. And I like what you said, man.
I think go, Shawnee, go.
Yo, listen, right? I just gotta say it, man. I feel like I completely agree with what you said, right? Because there's a lot of times where I'll go into a moment and it's like I don't know what's going on. You guys say we'll hang out with OD, we'll be in the city. We've been in the city with some Johns before. Me and him, two Johnskis. You know what I mean? I'm chatting up, they laughing, ha 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 ha. I'm killing it, I'm that man. You know what I mean? And he has two inches, he's laughing, and then I'll kind of have like a zone out moment. You know what I'm saying? You kind of you feel that moment, and you kind of don't know what it is sometimes. And I think it really starts with knowing that you should be able to talk about it, and then just as embarrassing, because I don't know the feeling, so I can't relate 1,000%. But no matter how embarrassing it is, you have to be able to find one person. And if you won't, I guarantee you that person will find you, and you'll be able to express that. Because once you're in a depressive state, what you really need is a support system. I can't tell you how long because everyone's different. And I'm not saying it's even going to work, because even if they're there, I don't think that'll even help. It's just the fact of knowing that you'll have someone. So it always starts with at least one person knowing. That's why I'll always ask, yo, bro, you good? 3 times. I'll ask you when I see you, and I'll ask you when I leave. Because you could lie to me, fine, but what do you benefit from that? If you want to vent, go ahead and vent, bro. I've had my day. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell guys all the time, bro. Some people vent their problems. I'm like, yo, I think you need to cry. I'm like, what, bro? Well, I'm gangster. Like, what do you mean you gangster, bro? Yesterday you was just telling me how you was just snotty nose. What are you talking about, bro? Let that out. Why are you holding that in? If you get shot, you're not gonna hold that bullet as a souvenir. You gotta go to the hospital. Take that out your body. It's just a different kind of flesh wound. You still gotta carry it. Until you let that out, you're not gonna feel no better.
Did y'all get all that, or he got out?
No, I got that.
Got all that.
So, like, for me, if I get in, like, one of those moods, one quote that, like, because, you know, Juice WRLD, and one quote that he said that, like, that really stuck with me is, like, he says, I'm not my subconscious, I'm conscious. I'm conscious. So, like, whenever I get in one of those moods, I'm always telling myself that all that stuff, all the negativity and stuff that I feel, or the negativity that I'm thinking, is not really me. It's just my inner, like, my subconscious, basically, trying to take over what I already know or what I already feel. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I try to stay above that, like the line between, like, I guess, depression and, like, normal, like whatever is normal to me.
Yeah.
I try to stay above that by always remembering that all that stuff is, like, it's not real. It's like, it's just like the worst case scenarios in my head. So that's how I do it.
I got a question for y'all. And then before we go to the next question, I want to hear Zay's.
Yeah, I'm gonna let him talk real quick.
Go ahead, Zay. Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say, there's a quote. I don't know where the hell it comes from, but it's a man who's friends with everyone is an enemy to himself. So it's like, just if you ever find yourself, if you ever find yourself, like, just in a state where you're not positive mentally, just don't be afraid to focus on yourself and just do what's necessary to make yourself better. If you gotta just zone out and just take some time to yourself, that's normal and that's okay. It may take a while, but that's fine. But eventually you do have to open up to people and just talk to people again, because the worst thing you could do is just talk to yourself all the time and not express your feelings to anyone. So, you know, if you find yourself pleasing everyone but yourself, and there's a clear problem, just don't be afraid to just hone in on your own emotions and take care of you.
All right, hold on one second. Yo, G, ask that question. Put it in the chat. Okay, go ahead, guys.
Wow, can I say something that's on my mind real quick? No, this will be short. When you brought up the topic, male depression, I heard everyone's response. I don't know. I've never heard this quote before, but it just popped in my head, and I'm definitely about to write this down after this. I think you find comfort in other people, and in the comfort of other people, you find relatability, and that makes you feel seen.
Okay.
And I think that's so important. Like me and Zay, I feel like there should be a better way to put it without people saying "hey yo," and I don't know any other way to say it. But I think there should be a way to talk to a guy friend, in an intimate setting. Do you understand what I mean?
Hey yo, not feel you though.
Like me and Zay have like had times where we'll chill. We'll go to the water. We'll be like, yo, bro, this is what I'm going through right now. You know what I'm saying? When you see movies like Juice, and they'll be chilling in a location, and it just feels like home. You know what I'm saying? Where problems can circle. I think that's something that people need to be able to get used to.
All right, so there's a question for you guys. Well, all of us. I'm gonna answer it too. Has anyone ever seen a therapist? What are your thoughts on seeking help from a professional? he joined a little late, but we didn't even talk about that. Well, so you want who I want to take it? I could take it if y'all want.
You started.
So I've never seen one, but I think that it works. I think that I should have seen one when I was going through it. I think that sometimes maybe I can't speak to my family, my friends, or somebody who unbiased mind is able to help me out a little bit more. That's my take on a therapist.
All right. Me, I've never seen a therapist. Cause I felt like when I was younger, I was that person that all my friends would go to talk to about stuff. So I was like, I always felt like, oh, I got it together. I'm perfectly fine. I got it together because y'all asking me for the answers, so I must have them all. And then when I got to like that point, like I've even talked to like some of my friends that were like suicidal and stuff, and I'm like, and like now it's like I even talk to them and open up to them about that stuff, and I'm just like, so, and like they I swear they even told me that like I would never expect they're the one going through it when I'm the one who comes to you for the answers. So when I heard that, I was like, I guess I'm not the one with the answers then, because clearly it's anyone. It can happen to anybody. But no, I've never thought about saying this. I never saw a therapist because I always felt like I could find the answers within myself. Exactly. I feel like I could find the answers.
Fuck.
I don't know what happened, man. But what about you guys?
I know his phone died, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, why don't you take it from here? I didn't mean to rant so much.
It's all right. Shit. Yeah, I've seen a therapist. I've seen a couple because I used to go to college upstate, but I came back to the city, so I've seen a couple. But it does help a lot. I would say that the first. Don, you good?
Hi, I'm back. Yeah, I tried to look at the chat and then I clicked leave.
But I would say that the first 3 times are definitely going to be very weird. I wouldn't definitely uncomfortable because it's always a new thing, but it does help. What I don't like about how people view therapy is that they almost look at it as an emergency stop. Like, I'm going through a crisis right now. I got to go to therapy. It's something that should be viewed as the same way how we get a daily checkup on our body physically. You got to do that with our brain. Our brain is working every day, going through a bunch of just crazy shit, especially with all of us. We all have different lives, so therapy definitely does help, but don't look at it as an emergency stop or a pit stop. You should go consistently. It does help, though. Especially with the professional, they do give you very specific advice. So if you're considering it, then by all means go.
Donzo, what was you gonna say? Or what was you saying before you just left?
What was I saying? All right, let me get backtrack. All right, when I was growing up, I wanted to be a therapist. So I feel like I was like prepping. I feel like when everyone was coming to me with their problems, I was like already in that mindset, like, oh, so this is how therapists feel when they're like, you know, going through everything or they're talking to people about stuff. And then when it happened to me, it was just like, when I needed to talk to somebody, I was like, hey, who do I talk to? Or where do I go with this? Because I'm not finding the answers within myself at this point. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I think therapy is like kind of like what Zay said. Is like the mind is a muscle too. So it's like the same way you want to go to the weight room and improve your body is the same way you need to go talk to somebody to improve your mind. It's literally the same thing. But I think that therapy is we're entering a stage now where like therapy is like starting to become socially acceptable. But when I was a kid, it was like if you went to a therapist, they thought you were crazy. And parents literally would not send their kids to therapy knowing they had something going on because of that stigma. But now I'm glad that we're having these conversations about it because there should be nothing negative tied to therapy. Like I want to go. I want to go see what it's like. I've never been. But I think the reason why I've never been is because I cared too much about what other people thought.
Like for me, like I feel like I would be open to going to therapy, but I feel like at the same time, I don't know what it would do for me. So I wouldn't that's like the only thing that's like, oh, what am I going for? Because like, I don't know, my mindset. I feel like I'm all that I really need, like to an extent. Like I feel like there's nothing I can't do for myself that I would have to ask someone else to do for me. So, like in that regard, I feel like that's the only thing that would like really stop me from giving something a try, because I feel like I'm more than enough. But then even so, like when I was like in like whenever I get to like those moods where I'm like really, really sad, it's like it was like one day, it was a point where it was like I went home and I was like, how can I hypnotize myself into into doing the best that I could do, because I felt like I wasn't doing enough. And like when I got into that mood, it was like, I don't know, it was like so weird that I felt that way, because and then when I told people about it, they're like, but you're always so confident, you're always this, you're always that. It's like I can't explain it to anybody. It's like the same way you feel things, I feel things too. That's it.
I got a question. My question for y'all is, what's a hip hop album, or not a hip hop album? What's an album in general that you feel best describes who you are?
Damn. Who you are?
Y'all gotta go.
Who you are? What, like if you had if I'm from another planet and I come here and I ask you that question, like what's this rap stuff? Play me something that describes who you are, so I can get to know you better.
I've never asked a question like that ever before, and I don't even know how to answer that, because I do film, so I don't even know about music. I'm so enlightened. Please.
Oh fuck.
Okay, it could be a movie or album that best reflects who you are.
An album, and I would just, this goes back to like shit. Okay. I'm just saying this off the top of my head because it's one of my favorites, but Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood from DMX was definitely one of the most bizarre things ever in the best way, because on that album you have songs like Slippin' and Keep Your Shit the Hardest on the same CD. So you had like the proper transparency of this guy who's just one of the most like street guys ever, who has to just like, and then at the same time just revealing his crack addiction and his broken relationship with his mother. And I guess I relate to that because it's like, especially like growing up in the Bronx, you have to toughen up being around certain people, but at the same time you also have those vulnerable moments. That's why I love that album. It's just he's so transparent on that. You wouldn't expect that from an artist like him. So I'm sticking to that one.
Wow.
That's a good pick.
I'm gonna have to hit you with. I'm gonna have to think about this one. I'm old.
I'm going dead last. Yo, I'm looking through my Apple library right now. Y'all got me.
Donzo, you on deck then?
All right. So for me, an album. I don't know if I have a specific album. I have like probably like a good album worth of songs that like describe me. Like songs I could. All right. So let me see. A couple songs would be like Firefly by Childish Gambino. It's about him being new to fame and how the spotlight is new for him. So like that transition, and then there's that Power by Childish Gambino. So that song is about how now he's in the spotlight, and actually that whole album. So I'll say Camp, because that's like the transition from him and his childish, like young, fresh, like naive mindset into how the world really is and how like everything really like goes into, I guess how everything goes into the world, I guess. Because at the end of the album, there's a speech he has where he tells this girl that he likes her, and he falls asleep. She tells everyone on the bus, and he's like, "All right, so I just learned that if I even if I do stuff in private, it's still gonna come to light. So just cut the middleman and just tell everyone in the end." And then Juice WRLD, Goodbye and Good Riddance, and Death Race to Love. Those albums, yo. All right, here's this. I'm telling you, like when I be listening to Juice WRLD, my friends are like, "Oh, I listen to Juice WRLD so much." Juice WRLD. Everything that I feel that I don't speak on, I promise you, Juice WRLD speaks on it. Everything, except like the drugs and stuff. I haven't done no hardcore drugs like that, so I can't speak on that. But like the heartbreak and stuff, the depression, all that stuff. I felt all that stuff. Like he has a song called Maze. Stuck in the maze, everything's okay, but I'm not really okay. My life's a death race. Like that, every time I hear that line, I'm like, I don't like that I relate to it, but I still feel that line like every single time he says it. So yeah, those would be the three that describe me.
Okay.
Hmm.
You ready, Just?
Nah, I don't think I'll be ready this podcast.
I would probably say the first one that immediately comes to mind would be Meek Mill Championships. Just the story about how he started from the bottom, now he's at the top celebrating. Doesn't describe, it's like describes where I'm at and then where I also want to be at the same time. And then I would probably say, yeah, it's hard to pick one. So I would probably also say Rick Ross, God Forgives, I Don't would probably be one of those. Because he's just talking like that boss talk that I just love so much.
I feel like a better question would be what are like a few, like your 5 artists that could describe you? Because there's a time when like I might just want to listen to Juice WRLD, and then there's a time where I'm like, all right, so G Herbo's spitting right now. So
mine is Doggy Style. Snoop shit.
That was a classic album.
That was a classic album, though.
That might be the greatest hip hop album of all time.
Yeah.
Who's it by?
Snoop Dogg. You ever heard of Snoop Dogg?
Oh.
Gotta ask.
Don said, "Oh."
Wait, so you said 5 artists that describe you? All right, I'm gonna go first.
I'm gonna say 5.
I'm gonna say Meek. Ross.
Wait, why did y'all ask such a hard ass question?
I know.
Donzo's fault.
I didn't ask that question. 5 artists is calm.
5 artists. So
Okay,
I'm gonna say Meek.
Are we doing artists or are we doing albums?
See, sure,
artists. We're gonna do artists.
He's going through his archives.
Jeez,
Me
for real
too.
though.
Me too.
I'm gonna say Meek, Ross, Cole, Tupac, Meek, Ross,
NY.
Cole, Tupac. Oh, I'm gonna put Hove. I'm gonna keep it safe. Put Jay-Z.
I got
This
mine.
is just personal favorite.
Nah,
Personal. It's personal.
No, personal favorite. Damn. I gotta put Cole. I gotta put Lupe in that. I gotta do Hove. I gotta put The Weeknd because he nice.
No, The Weeknd be spitting. Not gonna lie. The Weeknd be spitting.
And damn, my 5th. I don't even want to pick a 5th. I don't even. I'm gonna give y'all my 5th next.
Okay.
I don't know. I had to just think on those right now.
Yo, Donzo, Zay.
I'm gonna put Rick Rude on that.
Rick, man, 40. You know what that do? Don Zay. If y'all know at least 3 out of my top 5, I know y'all niggas paying attention to. I talk about them niggas all the time.
Mac.
Kanye.
Mac is in there, yeah.
Kanye not in there?
He is, yeah. Mac Miller's in there. I'm playing.
My son's Capital Steve. Capital Steve's. Whoa, I said Steve.
Capital Steez is in there. He's number 1. I'm putting
Respectable.
Kevin Gates. I'm putting Kanye West. And who do I beat? Yo, fuck y'all. I'm going back to the drawing board. I'm not gonna lie.
All right. So for me, 5 artists would be J. Cole, Charles Gambino, Juice WRLD.
I'm gonna put Drake in there. I'm putting Drake in there. I'm doing it. I don't care. If I don't put Drake, then you can sub him out for Max B, but one of those.
Okay.
This is Max B. You see 6ix9ine.
I was about to get a prayer because of Max B. All right, yeah. So everyone, thank you for tuning in. It was really been
I was about to end this stream.
That's the king of your city, dog.
I'm
King of your
joking.
city, bro.
I'm joking. Let me see. see Donald Glover, Juice World, Polo G. The weekend really.
in there?
The weekend just slid in there. Like 2 weeks ago, he slid in there. Pause. Oh. Wow. I said that, right? I think that's it. I can't. Nah, I'm done after that. Mute my mic. I'm done.
What you think, Zay? Who's your 5?
5, like on my favorites.
I bet you I know your 5. I bet you I know
Yeah,
your
you
5.
can say your 5 favorites.
Oh, it's 5 that describe me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the
Okay.
question.
So,
DMX,
yeah.
Schoolboy.
No.
What? You got it.
I said
How
I got DMX, Marilyn Manson, David Bowie, Lil Peep, and Royce the 5'9".
Time out. We can do artists. I thought we was talking just rappers.
Not
Well,
artists.
you mentioned though. I mean, they mentioned The Weeknd, so I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So easy 5. I'm changing mine. Capital Steez, Michael Jackson, Neo.
Ooh.
I obviously gotta put what's his name in there. He literally just came out with an album. For right now, I'm fucking with West Side Gun,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna put a new one in there. I'm gonna put Drake. Drake is still in there.
That's
Nah, I'm gonna put Max B. I lied. I'm switching up for Max B. Max B is a bad.
Justin, you
All
on
right,
deck?
guys. I said mine already, huh?
You said yours? No.
There's a different question? Hello? I lost you.
Yeah.
Huh? I lost
I hear you,
you.
Lost this?
All right, good. What'd you say?
You back now? You back?
Yeah.
No, I was saying I think you only said the Snoop
Said
Dogg
4.
album.
Oh, the album. Oh, I can't pick an album. I don't know. That's too hard right now. That's way too hard. I don't know. I think Zay was thinking about that for a while because he had the fire answers. Like, there's no way that came off the top of his head like that. Like,
Facts.
but is there anything else that y'all really want us to know? I mean, y'all want to know about anything?
Or any advice that y'all could give us to help us with our podcast.
Yeah.
I'll say whatever y'all doing perfectly well. Because me and Zay literally tried a podcast how many months ago, bro?
That was like almost a whole year ago.
Yo, listen,
That
was rough. And him knowing the video stuff and him knowing how to actually set up the space and me knowing how to do the audio with a podcast still was like fluid. So the chemistry is the number one thing. And even though me and him be chilling and we chop it up all the time, it's so weird just being in front of a camera. So the fact that y'all got guests off rip, I know y'all just gonna keep going up. So that's fine. Just make sure that it's always like great questions. I kind of wish we would have talked about what y'all talked about before. Like if your man's disrespecting a girl, what do you do? Because that really be happening.
Oh, you listen to it?
No,
Of course. Why? You know I tune in. Come on.
Appreciate that. Bro, this doesn't have to only be the last time you gotta come on here. If you have something to say, you can always come up. Like we welcome you guys to come on. If you want to talk about something like that, then we could do it.
See, that's lit. I'm done anytime, man.
We want to make sure that like if y'all see it and if y'all see us online and y'all like, nah, I want to get in there. We ain't scared to debate you. Like we just chilling right now. But when it comes down to debating, we don't care.
All right. So do you mind if I take us out on the debate? Because I think I got a good question. If we,
I didn't hear you. Say that again.
I said, you mind if I take us out on a debate? I have a question, and we'll end it with a debate.
All right, let's do it.
All right, bet. So, from time to time, I know y'all be going on a gram, and you see a girl that look good. What do you think is the most respectable and approachable way to come up to her or DM her to try to get to know her better?
Hello.
Bro, disconnect.
That's the easiest way to do it. What else am I gonna say? Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I seen your feed. I liked a couple pictures. No, just say hello and go ahead. If you don't respond to hello,
I like that.
Yeah,
I know a couple people.
Or like you could
see.
Like they post whatever they post. You could find something relatable and just be like, yo, they post on their story and they get something like, oh, you could be like, yo, happy Mother's Day. I can start a like when they like if they got a kid. You try to use all that shit to your advantage, bro. Like fuck it.
If they got a kid, I'm not saying no happy Mother's Day. I'm talking to them about being a stepdad.
No, you just find something relatable, like, and just go in from that. It's not that hard, bro.
Do you ever feel like
after you, it's over?
Sometimes it's overstepping. Do you ever think about that?
I was never been the person to talk to girls on online, so I don't. I'd rather do it in person. I'd rather just do it in person. I'd rather be anywhere else in the bar or whatever, something like that. But online, I was never the one. Like, I have a friend. He was like, he used to say was hi, hello, and then once that starts the conversation, then that's on you to like to further it from there. But I was never that type to do it. It's kind of boring. I want the challenge, in person challenge.
For real, because some of them, you know what I'm saying, you got to put the game on for it. If you don't got the game, you gonna know real quick. They'll send you packing.
Give me a challenge. Let's go get it. Well, y'all can't go out and go get drinks here, right? So, but I'm like, yo,
Jay can.
You know what I mean? Well, that's what I do. I'm not a online type of person.
Yeah, nigga, Don be trying to get me on it. He be trying to put me on these black girls.
Yo, listen, some people could do it. Some people can't. Some people can.
Yeah, whoa, I can't. It's just, I mean, you should see the way you trying to. Nah, bro. You gotta pack them up. You can't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
They be looking like Juana Man, bro.
You're moving. No. Don't do that. You're moving like I told you. These are the ones you're supposed to talk to. I definitely did not do that.
You look like Shaq's sons, bro. No way.
No way.
So that was the only question you had?
Yeah, that's all I had.
What about you guys? You guys are good? Anything else y'all want to say before we? And then listen, like I said, this don't got to be the last time y'all come up here and talk. We go on.
I'll be back next week.
Definitely would be dope.
We on Saturdays. We are going on Saturdays. So, and I know y'all watched the Last Dance documentary, right? We going on Monday. If y'all got something outrageous y'all want to talk about, we do stuff like that too. I mean, don't be afraid.
Yeah,
you know
I'm definitely not gonna play John Stockton. Like, he's not the best point guard to ever play, but okay.
All right, guys, we are out of here.
Hey, show.
But you guys are good. Jay, you good?
I'm good.
Shawnee, John Stockton? For real?
Donzo, you good? Anything else you got to say?
I'm good, but he just said John Stockton was the best guard to ever play. I can't.
Yes. I don't
know.
You'll be on a different point, and you're getting the ball past 12 defenders.
All right. So you mean when you say
JT, you can shake your head until your finish come off. I don't care.
When you say best point guard, you mean like best passer?
Point guard over Magic was literally just tall and black. If Stockton was black, he would have been.
You can't take that away from him, though. You can't take that away from him.
Like, what?
Justin, mute that man, please. Before he hurt himself.
Crazy,
man. All right, so I guess we go talk about that on Monday then.
Yeah, I'm definitely tearing some asses open on Monday. Y'all crazy.
Man.
You got anything else for them, Jay?
Nah, I mean, I'm good, man. I appreciate y'all even sitting down having this conversation with us. Like, I learned from y'all. I hope we said some things that y'all could take away. I'm glad it was a conversation and not an interview. That's the one thing I was like real fearful of. Like, I didn't want this to be just us asking y'all questions. Like, I'm glad it was back and forth. I'm glad it was dialogue. And I mean, I want to do it again. I hope we have y'all on again.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you guys too for coming on talking. Like, I learned a lot, man, and we definitely need each and every one of y'all for whatever we want to do in our future. So just stay by your phone because we definitely gonna be calling. And for a lot of things, even just content like this, like we definitely gonna need you guys. And just keep on going. Don't stop. Don't stop. Just if you're gonna make music, make music. You're gonna do movies, do movies. If you want to do YouTube and that's your passion, bro, do YouTube. If that's not your passion, then find your passion. You know, just continue in what the path y'all doing because y'all doing really good, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Do y'all have any last words?
New music every Thursday. I'm shooting a porno next year. I swear to God. I know I said that last year, but it's gonna happen this year. If it don't happen next year, it's gonna happen the year after that. And if it don't,
it's gonna happen.
It's never gonna fucking happen. But check me out for me. Movies versus the World on Instagram. That's where I'm always at.
Okay. Zay?
Good, Don.
That's it.
At the Zay Tapes. Follow it on Instagram. Watch the documentary I have in my bio, and I have more content up soon.
Donzo?
At Don.ZOOO. It's not Don Zuo, I promise. It's Don Zo, like stretched out with the O's. But yeah, follow me on Instagram. Don Zo in HD on YouTube. There you go. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Oh, last plug.
No.
On YouTube. No Thoughts Head MC on YouTube. No Thoughts _ Head MC on Instagram. Me, Zay, and my boy Gabe, we go crazy. We do stupid videos, and hopefully we get to have y'all on there spitting game and just making some great content.
You see how he always get the last word? He always try to get the last word no matter what.
Yo, Donzo in HD actually doesn't make videos. But
Nah, you see how he does that though, right? That's why we
how do you disconnect?
Yeah, we want to thank everybody who's watching, who commented, who asked a question, who all that. We're gonna end y'all out good though. We're gonna end y'all out with a little bit of his beat.
Shawnee, are you paying attention?
All right, guys. Thank you.
Oh, I thought we were
Appreciate you.
Okay.